Iranian journalist and activist, the author of The Wind in My Hair, My Fight for Freedom in Modern Iran. Masi, it's great to have you here, as always.
Thank you so much for hosting me.
Your movement has exploded now on the streets of Iran. Incredible, courageous men and women who have been fighting for freedom. What do you make of this dispute, which is just the latest wrinkle of something that was sort of in the face of the Iranian regime, to remove that symbol from the flag?
First of all, I have to say I'm very thankful to the U.S. Football Federation for doing that, because that is not the flag of the Iranian people. It's the Islamic Republic's flag, and people in the streets facing guns and bullets, they're burning that flag. And let me tell you, under that flag, people are getting raped, people are getting tortured, people are getting killed, teenagers, children. More than 400 people got killed, and including 52 children, people got killed. Forget about that. Look, now people are talking about World Cup, no? Half of the population, women, are not allowed to go to a stadium to watch football game. How would you feel, Martha, even in America, telling you, you cannot go and watch football because you're a woman? How would you feel?
Awful. Yeah, I heard you say that the other night, and I thought it's just a very simple example for people to grasp and understand. You are not allowed, as a woman, to attend a soccer match or a football game or anything else. You can't walk out of your house and go to that. You can't buy a ticket for that on your own.
And now you're telling me to celebrate that.
Islamic regime. What did you think of John Kirby's answer when he was asked about
no
this
comment?
Situation?
He said no comment. Look, they can delete the U.S. Football Federation can delete the flag that they were posting that to support Iranian women, but they cannot delete the reality. The reality is very clear. Iranian women want to get rid of the gender apartheid regime. You know, Biden, let's just back into history. When Biden was really young, he was pro-banning South Africa. Why? Because he was against the apartheid, no? What is different? What is different?
What is different?
I mean, honestly, what is different? Women are not allowed to show their hair. Mahsa Amini got killed just because of a little bit of her hair was visible. Sarina, 16-year-old. Nika Shakarami, 16-year-old. Not only girls, boys, young boys, walking like unarmed toward the security forces, saying that, kill us, but we are not going to give up to support our sisters. So this is the reality in Iran. This is called gender apartheid. You remember when you invited me, like, oh my God, 6 years ago here, when I was talking about this, I was going to use F-word, this compulsory hijab laws, people here in the West were telling me, oh, this is your culture. You know, oh, you're going to Fox News. Oh, you're talking about compulsory hijab. Fox News. The president of Iran came here, Fox News.
Yes.
The foreign minister of Iran came here, Fox News. But when it comes to Iranian people, they suddenly say, oh, this is your culture. I want the U.S. government, I want the leaders of G7, democratic countries, understand that when it comes to gender apartheid, this is a bipartisan
Why do you think
issue.
It's so difficult for these leaders? And I know you met with Emmanuel Macron, and you've met with people at the White House as well. So why, and one of the analogies that you make that I think is right on, is that the hijab is your Berlin Wall.
It is.
So we all remember celebrating the fall of the Berlin Wall because it represented the oppression. And you're saying the hijab is not just a headscarf. It represents not being able to do what you want to do, not being able to go to a game or ride a bicycle or dance or any of the things that you have tried to allow women to do in your country. I mean, where's the leadership, though, from these countries?
Is it difficult to understand? Imagine every day I go here in the street and say, 7-year-old girl, oh, you're not allowed to choose what you want to wear. Girls from the age of 7 are not allowed to go to school if they don't cover their hair. In Afghanistan, girls are not allowed to go to school because they are girls.
So I want to show this soundbite from the niece of Khamenei, the leader of the Islamic regime. Very brave what she did. Watch this.
Oh, free people, be with us and tell your governments to stop supporting this murderous and child-killing regime. This regime is not loyal to any of its religious principles and does not know any laws or rules except force and maintaining its power in any possible way.
That took a lot of guts, and she's in prison now.
She's in prison, and imagine that this is like earthquake in Iran. The relative of the supreme leader, they don't even believe what they say. She didn't even ask Iranian people to protest against it. She asked the leaders of democratic country, isolate Khamenei the way that you isolate Putin, because Khamenei is helping not only the warmongers in the region, actually sending drones to Putin to kill innocent Ukrainians.
Right. Masi, thank you very much. It's always good to have you with us. Masi Alinejad, it's a story that we're going to keep watching.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.